You know, in the high-stakes world of luxury real estate, the drama is usually about the multi-million-dollar deals. But right now, a totally different kind of story is unfolding. We're talking about a legal battle with some really shocking allegations that could send waves far, far beyond the industry.
Okay, so let's dive right into this. At the center of it all, you've got a reality TV star, a super prominent broker, and a lawsuit that was filed at let's just say a critically sensitive moment. So what is really going on here? What's the story behind the headlines? We are going to break it all down for you.
First up, let's talk about the lawsuit that pretty much lit the fuse on this whole firestorm.
So the plaintiff is Tracy Tutor, who, if you're a fan of Million Dollar Listing Los Angeles, you know is a very public figure. She has filed a suit directly against Oren Alexander, another major name in the luxury real estate scene. So right away, you know this isn't just some industry dispute, it's a star suing another well-known broker, and that's bringing a whole new level of public attention to this.
And the allegations themselves, laid out in this lawsuit, they are incredibly serious. Tutor is accusing Alexander of sexual assault and trafficking. I mean, these are severe charges, and they form the entire basis of her legal complaint.
Now, to really understand this lawsuit, we have to go back in time. The complaint itself details the specific events of one single night.
And yeah, the lawsuit centers on just one night. But get this, it's a night that allegedly happened over 10 years ago. The setting, it was a high-profile networking reception for top real estate agents in New York City.
So, according to Tutor's complaint, the night unraveled in this really deeply troubling sequence. It all started with her accepting a drink she didn't actually order, and that was followed almost immediately by a blackout. The complaint then states a colleague found her in a men's bathroom with Oren Alexander. And it all culminates the next morning, with Tutor allegedly waking up in a hotel room she didn't recognize, believing she had been sexually assaulted.
Now, a huge part of this story is how these decade-old allegations are even coming to light now. And the lawsuit itself actually addresses this head-on.
This right here, this is the key eyewitness account detailed in the legal filing. The colleague, a guy named Corey Weiss, allegedly walked in on this exact scene. And the description in the complaint, it paints a very vivid and disturbing picture of what he claims he saw in that bathroom stall. So the big question is, why now? Well, the lawsuit claims that Tutor had repressed the memory for years, and it was only when press reports about the Alexander brothers started surfacing in 2024 that the memories allegedly came flooding back. After that, conversations with her colleagues supposedly helped fill in some of the gaps. And the complaint also mentions this mysterious voicemail from an unnamed man this year with just a simple two-word message: "I'm sorry."
Of course, there are always two sides to every legal battle. So now let's turn to how Oren Alexander's legal team is responding to all of this.
Alexander's attorney, Jason Goldman, put out a really strong statement. He basically dismissed the lawsuit as an opportunistic litigation tactic and really urged everyone to focus on the evidence in a completely different pre-existing court case.
And this gets to the absolute core of their argument. The defense is attacking the timing of this whole thing, claiming this lawsuit, which is based on allegations that are over a decade old, was filed specifically for maximum media impact right as a jury in a separate case was about to start deliberating.
And that brings us to the crucial context here. To really get what's happening, you have to understand this other, much larger legal case that was already going on.
Yeah, the timing is pretty much everything. Tracy Tutor's lawsuit was filed while Oren Alexander, along with his brothers Tal and Alon, were already defendants in this massive federal sex trafficking trial. They were literally waiting for a jury's verdict when this new lawsuit just dropped.
So it's really important to keep these two legal battles separate in your mind. Tutor's lawsuit is a civil case, and it's focused on that one alleged incident. The federal trial, on the other hand, is a much bigger, more sweeping case. It involves dozens of women, all three Alexander brothers, and allegations of a trafficking pattern that went on for several years.
And in that federal trial, the two sides painted completely different pictures of what happened. The prosecution argued that the brothers had this systematic playbook for trafficking and assaulting dozens of women, suggesting it was a calculated, long-term operation. The defense, well, they countered by arguing that while the brothers' behavior may have been obnoxious and inappropriate, it never actually crossed the line into being criminal.
And this is where things stood when Tutor's lawsuit was filed. The jury in that huge federal case had just begun deliberating. A verdict was and still is imminent. I mean, you can just imagine the incredibly tense and high-stakes environment for everybody involved.
So here we are, watching two legal timelines basically converge.
A verdict is about to land in one historic case, just as another explosive lawsuit is beginning its journey. And this raises the ultimate question: what's the fallout going to be? How could these legal battles permanently reshape the entire landscape of luxury real estate?